So we have 21 days left of 2025. You know, I think it's really important right now at this time of year we reflect, right? I mean, there's so many things that have happened to each and every one of us throughout this calendar year. You know, for me, 2025 has probably been the worst, best year of my entire life with, you know, personal and business and so many different things that we went through. But at the same time, I think it's important to reflect and to understand, you know, what you face, what you've gone through, what you've overcome. You know, today we're on a grateful walk, which I told you guys is really important that we've been trying to do, but we're down here on the Main Street Bridge, and, you know, it's important that we're here, in my opinion, because, you know, this bridge for me always kind of brings back memories of accomplishments and different things that we've been able to do. About 3 years ago, Kismet Yacht, who you guys have seen with Flying Ostrich Media, he did this awesome production video of Corey's journey to one of our award banquets. And there was a scene on there, we'll put it in right here. There's a scene on here where I sprint across this bridge in a full tuxedo suit. So every time I come down here, I think about that moment and think about, you know, just different things we've been able to accomplish. But I want to talk about something that's really, really important today. No matter how you are in business or how far along you are or what you've been able to accomplish or anything, if you want to be successful in life, there's a lot of things that you have to overcome. And my dad used to tell me that there's 3 S's in life. Everybody wants one of them, but you can't have one without the other 2. And that is success, sacrifice, and stress. You can't have success without sacrifice. You can't have sacrifice without stress. And I think that's something that is really, really important that we all understand, because every one of you, I'm sure, wants to be successful. A lot of you guys probably are successful in your own way. But, you know, I told you guys that this channel is going to be built on being real, being a mentor to you guys. And so I want to talk about it's okay to have sacrifice. It's okay to have stress. This year, especially the last few months, going through this transition and doing everything I've been going through, personally and professionally, there's been moments where just the pressure of everything has just been so hard on me. And I want you guys to know that no matter how you think, all the successful people you have in your life, or maybe you look up to in your life, from different YouTubers to different business leaders, whatever, they all go through it, right? They all face the stresses, the sacrifice that they have to do, because if you're going to be great at something, you have to sacrifice your time, your energy, your effort, most of the time away from your families, right? And a lot of times, if you're being truly great at something, people will say, he's obsessed with that, right? Because you have to become obsessed. And you have to become obsessed with being the best and going after those things. But I'll tell you guys something that's been really hard for me to understand. And somebody told it to me years ago, and they said, Corey, being great at something is extremely lonely, because you are the one who's constantly having to push, constantly having to give up those times with your family or your friends, all of those things. And so I'm challenging all of you. If your guys' goal in 2026 is to become successful, to become great at something, are you ready for it? Right? Because being successful, like I said, comes with tremendous sacrifice, right? Very rarely do people become successful and not have to work long hours, give up time with energy and effort with their family members or their wives or boyfriends or whoever, right? But at the same time, you're going to have the stress of having those accomplishments, right? Which are great. Everybody wants accomplishments. But what are you going to do next, right? How are you going to follow it up? And that is a daily thing that, you know, I struggle with. I'll be honest with you. You know, my mom used to tell me all the time, you know, Corey, you never take time to stop and smell the roses. And Tim Glover, who's a very famous trainer, says all the time, whenever he was training Michael Jordan and whenever he was training Kobe Bryant, you know, they were obsessed with that feeling. But they were also a little bit crazy, right? They're a little crazy in their mind, because he could never understand why they couldn't enjoy the moment, why they couldn't enjoy it, right? I told you guys in the previous episode that this year I'm really trying to focus on enjoying the process, not always the moment, because the moments come and go, but the process, hopefully you were able to continue. Ryan Serhant is a great leader in this industry. I've actually met him twice. We spoke on the main stage of Inman together, actually 2 separate times. He's a great guy. A lot of you guys have probably seen his brand new show on Netflix, Owning Manhattan Season 2. In that season, he's very vulnerable, because the stresses that he's going through, growing his company, being an industry leader, all of these things, there's even moments in there where he breaks down. And, you know, I can relate with that, because there's moments recently where I've had to break down, and I just, so much pressure of everything that's going on. Hey, I just need 5 minutes. I just need 5 minutes alone, right? And so I think my, you know, motivation or advice to each and every one of you is if you're going to be successful, you know that the struggles are going to come. You know that the stress is going to come. You know sacrifice is going to come, right? But as you gear up till 2026, I want you guys to focus on what are you going to do that's going to kind of come off that burden a little bit, right? Is it being in the gym? Is it being in a Bible group? Is it being in your religion? Is it being with your family or somebody loved one you can talk to, right? Because you have to have those ways to kind of come back to neutral. Because if you don't allow yourself to come back to neutral, you're going to become so obsessed with the work you won't even enjoy it. And I can tell you from personal experience, that is what's going to happen. And because I caught myself doing that. And sometimes you wake up and you say, well, if I'm not enjoying this process, then why did I just go through all this sacrifice? Do not let that be you, right? Focus on what you want to accomplish. Success looks so many different ways to so many different people, but at the same time, enjoy that process. Allow yourself to engage in that process. Open your heart, open your brain, be fulfilled that you've been able to accomplish those type of things. And you're gonna have struggles every single day, every single week. And trust me, the more successful you become, the more stresses you're going to have. But at the same time, you have to understand that it's all going to be okay. And if you surround yourself with an amazing circle that believes in you, supports in you, does everything that you want them to do and more whenever that you need them, you will be truly successful. So I challenge each and every one of you in 2026, find out what brings you back to normal. Like I said, is it the gym? Is it just getting in your Bible? Is it walking through a grateful walk each and every day? You have to find those things. You cannot let the work control you. You have to control the work. So focus on that in 2026, and I guarantee you that you guys would be more successful than you ever have been in your life. So speaking of sacrifice, it's interesting, you know, this is a hot topic for us today, and it's a hot topic for me in 2026 because I sacrifice so much to be successful inside of my career. From my friends to my family to my relationships. And, you know, I've been sacrificing since I was 12 years old. You know, when I was 12, my mom sat me down and said, Corey, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I told her, I want to be an NFL player. And she said, Corey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, Mom, I want to be an NFL player. That's my sole purpose in life when I was 12 years old. And she said, okay, then we're going to sacrifice every single step that we can. Whenever your friends are out partying, you're home studying. Whenever your friends are going out to eat and eating desserts and all this other stuff, you're going to be eating chicken and broccoli, right? Whenever your friends are going off and doing whatever after school, you're going to be in the gym. And from that moment, when I was 12 years old, my entire family sacrificed everything that they could to make sure I could be successful at my sports. And I had to strive for success. You know, and I was able to go to Ohio University, start 35 games in a row there. I was able to be blessed with the opportunity to be in the NFL, and everything stemmed from the sacrifice. Every decision that I made, from working out early in the morning, the mental discipline of understanding that my life is different than others, right? I can't go out and do this because I want this goal. That's sacrifice. And, you know, for me, from that day when I was 12 years old, my mom instituted that into my life of, you know, there's more to life than going out and doing the next best thing, going out and going chasing this or chasing that, right? If you have a clear vision of what you want to accomplish, never lose sight of that vision. No matter who comes in your life, no matter what opportunities or bad opportunities, because every opportunity is a good opportunity, trust me. But you have to understand that if you truly want to accomplish that goal, you have to be dedicated and mentally tough to sacrifice through it. So speaking of sacrifice, we have one of the world's biggest mega yachts parked right here. So this is Shad Khan, the owner of the Jaguars mega yacht. I think it costs like 500 million, Kismet right there. And, you know, everybody sees what Shad Khan has accomplished, right? And they say, oh, he owns the Jags, he's a billionaire, he's probably the top 200 richest person in the world. But if you really read his story, it's fascinating. And all he did was sacrifice growing up. And all he did was sacrifice and innovate and try to be told no. And then he came up and boom, he launched the bumper that then was licensed and sold to Toyota, and then everything else has obviously bloomed for the rest of his family. But, you know, he and a lot of very successful people are tremendous advocates of sacrifice. And I guarantee you, if we interviewed him, which hopefully we will one day, John, if you're watching this, I'd love to. And we talked to him about his early struggles of those three things. Your success, yes, but what was your sacrifice and what was your stress like? I bet he has absolutely insane stories. So we see that's the vision, right? I mean, $400 million, $500 million yacht is asinine, it's crazy. But you see that, I see the sacrifice that he's been able to do in his life to be able to accomplish that. So that's amazing to see. So now we are here at ground level. We are about 20 feet away from Shad Khan's mega yacht, Kismet. One of the biggest mega yachts in the entire world, cost $500 million, which is absolutely insane. But going back with the sacrifice theme and success and everything else, I could not even imagine what he had to go through, just pressure-wise, stress, sacrifice with his family and his loved ones to get to here. You know, he didn't just wake up and have this, right? He's had to build it for so many years, and that's what a lot of successful people do, right? Success is not something that happens overnight, not happen to happen in a year, not even happen sometimes in 10 years, right? But can you endure the stress and sacrifice for that long to lead yourself to become successful? Where one day maybe you have a $500 million yacht, right? Who knows, right? The sky's the limit, as my dad used to tell me. So it's really, really cool to be this close. I think we're gonna try and get on. Eventually, we're gonna talk our way on to the core people here. Doubtful it's gonna happen, but we're gonna try. But maybe one day we can interview Shad Khan on here and talk about his stress and struggles. So, you know, stay tuned for that, hopefully. But it is pretty cool to be down here and just see it up close. We're not a yacht show, but we are a success show. So building out success and highlighting success is what we're gonna do moving forward. And I wanna highlight this because this is absolutely amazing. So just some quick stats about his boat. Costs $500 million, right? A charter rate is $3 million a week. It's around 400 feet, one of the world's largest and extensive amenities like pools, spa, cinemas, and a helipad on top. The operating cost is around anywhere between $50 to $60 million a year, and it is insane. Like, it is jaw-dropping how big this is. I've been on cruises before, and I feel like right now I'm sitting next to like a Disney cruise. Like, it's insane how big it is. I hope you guys can see in just the pure size of it being this close, but obviously highlighting successes. He's one of the most successful people in the entire world, so it's really, really cool to be down here and see it. So as you guys can see, success comes in all different shapes, sizes, accomplishments, right? But you're never gonna have success without sacrifice and stress. But I want you guys to do me a favor. Comment below what is one thing that you want to accomplish in 2026 so that you consider it successful. But also comment below somebody that you guys would like for us to have on the podcast that would preach about success. Everybody put Shad Khan down. No, I'm kidding. But comment below those two things. Continue to keep in touch with us. Continue to like, subscribe, and follow along for more journeys of real estate, but also more success and motivation.